missing chitab kolenjin atinye kamangunet ne ole keboibochi missing betung'ung niton bo kwang'wan kasi nebo tarik 24 arawetab 7 kenyitab 2025 itagat missing kekushin kongele tos ne nekamuch kobitu en komoswek cheterter chebo emoni kikurenon Caroline Kiplagat ngetaunen county nebo Uasin Gishu ole kakokoito kibagengeit nebo konyoik nebo KMPDU notice noton nebo kangelelchinetab boisiet and strike ole kaikoito betusiek 14 en serikalitab county nebo Uasin Gishu kosuldochi magutik konyoik chemito kibagengeit nebo KMPDU en sipitalit nebo MTRH en county nebo Uasin Gishu anan kotou icheket kangelelchinetab boisiet kosubkei ak sirindet neo nebo kibagengeit noton nebo KMPDU Dr. Davji Atela komwoe kole tomo kosuldochi magutik konyoik choton ngandan kisirchigei anan kityi koyonchinet ak serikali ole kaikoito saisiek 48 nebo kesuldochi magutik choton anan kotou kangelelchinetab boisiet kong'ete tarik 6 nebo arawetab 8 kenyini. Sirindenyon Isaac Kogei kotinye report kong'ete Uasin Gishu.
Kaibor kaimetabgei kibagengeit notok bo konyoik nebo KMPDU akobo kit notok nemwoe kole kikiberber icheket eng tuiyosiek chotok chekibo siretab konchinet ole mwoe sirindet neo Davji Atela kole koite tarikit 6 arawetab 8 kenyini kotononi boisionikwak tugul kou konyoik.
So we have said that because we are going to go on strike on 6th of August 2025, essentially we have issued 14-day strike notice that in 14 days, if these things are not done, then MTRH management that is said to have received kickback from First Assurance must get away with the insurance company on how to handle patients at the hospital.
Kanere Kiatela, serikalitab county noton nebo Uasin Gishu eng kit noton nemwoe kole nyolu kokochi konyoik tuget noton neititaat anan insurance ak katororet kou eng kayanchinet.
That the arrears that are owed to these doctors must be calculated and paid and indicated to them within 48 hours. We have also discussed and indicated that Uasin Gishu County must rise up and give these doctors in Uasin Gishu dignified medical insurance. And the promotion agreements of last year, May 2024, must be implemented because the county is in content.
Kosubke ang nabangacheret Dr. Abidan Mwachi konerekin ne sipitalitab Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital kobun tononchinet nyi noton nemwoe kole bendi kotonono boisionik chotok chebo konyoiset kotinygei ak nemwoe kole makushikong boisietab konyoik.
14 days time, your doctors will leave the hospitals, not because they don't love you, but because the management of Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital has chosen to prioritize tenders over the health insurance of our doctors. Just keep it in mind that the doctor who is treating you cannot access the services that they are giving you. We have sung this song a long time, and KMPDU is not in the business of manufacturing papers for people to sign. We will not sign anything more. What we want to see is money in the banks of these doctors, and they deserve it.
Kangalaldos icheket kasarta noton nekait tuyet ak konyoik eng taonitab Eldoret. Kong'eteke taonitab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Kaikoito kateunet minista nebo ripsetab kalyet en emet orit Kipchumba Murkomen en kirwokik ak afisaekab police en county nebo Nandi missing ko ichek chekamwa kole kikonamgei ak biik cheoldo maiwek chemoyonotin koboto kerichekab bokitet kole kipchini kokwoutik chebo kerkong'et konamgei ak ng'atutikab emoni. Kamwa nito Murkomen eng taonitab Kapsabet kasarta nekayai rutoito eng tetutiet nebo Jukwaa la Usalama ole katuiyo kandoik cheboto governor nebo county nebo Nandi Stephen Sang. Cornelius Keter kotinye report kong'ete Kapsabet.
Kong'ololi eng taonitab Kapsabet eng tuyet nekayai ak meng'ikab county nebo Nandi koboto ribikab kalyet ne naat ko Jukwaa la Usalama korirta SCS nebo Interior National Administration. Kipchumba Murkomen alak eng ofisaekab ripsetab kalyet koboto kirwokik eng nekale boisiei eng kibagenge ak ichek cheisuldae mung'aretab maiyek chemoyonotin. Notok amune ipchin kowit boriet neketokyin rieket, aldaet ak eisetab maiyek chemoyonotin koboto kerichekab bokitet eng kwenutab neranik.
Tumepata kwamba masuala nyeti sana hapa inahusikana na mambo ya pombe haramu na madawa ya kulevya. Tuko na shule za kiteknolojia ya hali ya juu kwa hii county, tuko na university kwa hii county. Kwa hivyo kuna vijana wengi wamekuja hapa kwa mambo ya masomo, na kwa sababu hiyo wale walanguzi wa madawa na wauzaji wa pombe haramu wanajaribu kulenga hawa vijana ambao wako katika kaunti, wale wamezaliwa hapa na pia wale wamekuja hapa kwa minajili ya masomo. Maafisa wetu wa mashinani, wengine machifu, wengine ni polisi, wanaungana na wauzaji wa pombe haramu na pia wanasaidiana na wanaharakati mbalimbali ya biashara, ya siasa na wengine kuhakikisha kwamba hiyo biashara duni inanawiri. Na kama vile nilitoa mwelekeo jana directive kwa Eldoret, tutafanya a swift operation katika sehemu hii aswa katika North Rift, kuona kwamba tumewashika wale aswa wanabiashara ambao wana distribute, wanatengeneza wale tunaita drug barons and wale wa alcohol wenye wanajaribu ku take advantage of our young people, and we will be doing that in 2-3 weeks.
Kama Murkomen kole kikomui ribikab kalyet eng county nebo Nandi, Vihiga koboto nebo Kakamega konenet chorsetab kiagik mising ko eng kiwatoshekab counties ichotok nekikakoek kaimutiet neo yekates kole kaimutikab mbarenik cheketestai kebaorionchi eng kwenutab biikab emet ak kampunishekab chaik eng county nebo Nandi kotesetai serikali kochengei walutietab kipchulyo asikit let terchinoshek chotok.
We had last year issues of theft, issue across county theft of livestock. I'm glad that the security team has been able to deal with that issue, and we're very happy that now peace and security has been restored. We also have land challenges here, challenges within the tea estates, challenges within private land, invasion of private land here and there. We have had that discussion with the security team, and we have agreed on mechanism on how to reinforce to ensure that people are living in peace. Even when land disputes are being sorted by courts of law, it's important that it is sorted in a peaceful manner, not in a way that is going to create acrimony between the citizens and the investors or the citizens themselves from different parts of this country.
Eng komosta nyi kosom governor nebo county nebo Nandi Stephen Sang CS Murkomen kotoreti kasuldaetab taunetab sub locations koboto divisions eng county nebo Nandi ole keyamis Murkomen kosuldae boisionotok.
We hope that you can be able to help us, including operationalize a lot of the administrative units that we have divisions that were gazetted, we have sub-locations and locations that were gazetted. They require some bit of operationalization and many others.
After today, I will be operationalizing 6 divisions and then a number of locations and sub-locations, and then we'll see how to roll out, advertise and roll out those administrative units.
Kongete taunitab Kapsabet eng county nebo Nandi, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Cornelius Keter.
Ngegushingo nguni logoiwek chetinyegei ak somanet ole kakonde siet koshinet kandoinatet neindochini sugulishekab musoknotet en emoni chebo TVETs ak sugulitab Signet Institute nebo emetab Australia nebo koleta konetisiet nebo somanet newendi kokochini neranikab emoni naet ak chamchinet nebo kunyoru boisionik en emotinwekab sang misingo en emet nebo Australia eng tetutiet nekibendi ketoune sugulishekab musoknotet cheite 7 en emoni kotomo keleta eng sugulishek alak chebo musoknotet. Kong'ololchini sirikab logoiwek kasarta nekoindochi kandeetab siet en koshinet noto komwa director nebo TVET en emoni John Tuwei kole tetutiet noto kowendi kokere chongindab neranik konyoru certificates chebo boisionik cheterter chebitunotin en emotinwekab sang. Kit nekamwa neranik koityi anan kakisom neranik koityi kamanutiet neo. Sirinyo Timothy Kiplimo kotinye report kong'eten Eldoret.
Kaindochi kandeetab siet koshinonoto director nebo sugulishekab musoknotet en emoni John Tuwei ole kamwa kole koshinonoto kebendi ketoune sugulishekab musoknotet cheite 7 en emoni kondochin Eldoret National Polytechnic kotorchingei koker kole kanyor neranik kanetisiet ak naet mising kwen boisionik chebitunotin en emotinwekab sang koboto siretab boisionik chemite en emotinwek choto mising ko emetab Australia.
The collaboration is with 7 institutions to start with, and we are going to roll out to all the other national polytechnics, and at the end of the day it will ensure that we develop courses which are of international standards and accredited internationally to ensure that our youth are given a pathway to access international jobs in a very dignified way and in a very straight way.
Kosubkei ak yogindetab emoni en emetab Australia, Dr. Wilson Kogo, ko koshinet en kwenutab sukulishek choto tisab bo musoknotet en emoni koboto Signet Institute of Australia kowendi kokere kole kakinyor walutiet en kaimutietab rerunetab boisionik netesetai kobune chong'indab neranik en emoni.
Australia needs labor. We have a very young population. We have actually trained, but the question is, does that training meet the standards of Australia? And that is what we are trying to do. So one, if the world can really get to know what we are doing here, that would be a plus for us. How do you do that? Bring those countries and those institutions outside there to also experience what we are doing here. And then from there, can we fine-tune or probably realign some of the things that we feel are missing in our training so that any gaps can actually be taken care of by probably the institutions that we are really focusing as far as labor mobility is concerned.
Mohamed Imran ko afisayat netonondochin aldoisiet en Signet Institute of Australia ole kamwa kole kaib somanet emoni asikonyumnyum nyorunetab neranik chebendi konyoru chamchinet nebo kobois en emetab Australia netesetai kobune kaimutietab rerunetab biik cheimuch koyai boisionik choto.
Australia suffer with aged population. We have a lot of people to look after, but we don't have youth like you to do that. But the bridge of what the gap is there is the right kind of skills and emotional and cultural intelligence that you need to make successful life in Australia, New Zealand, and across 34 countries where Australian qualification is recognized. So we are coming over that challenge, bringing that qualification here home in Kenya at a 1/10 of the price, which is unbelievable. So it's a great opportunity. So let's start small, but get bigger and show what Kenya have to show to the world.
Kung'ete sukulitab musoknotet nebo Eldoret National Polytechnic nemiten county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass TV, kanenyu ko Timothy Kiplimo.
Ngebe nguni county nebo Narok kole kaindochi President William Ruto targetab kiprutoinik en ikorta neinegei nekiborionjini uwet noton nebo tiong'ik kong'ete mbuget nebo Serengeti en emet nebo Tanzania agoi Masai Mara en emetab Kenya noton nenaat ko wildebeest migration. Kamwa President William Ruto kole tese serikalinyin tetutik chebo kanabtaetab itondo noton nerutechini kiprutoinik asikotes melekto nenyorchinigei emet kobun rutoiwek.
We are all here to witness history that repeats itself every year. And as I have said, we have a very diversified tourism product in Kenya. From the wildebeest migration here to the wildlife tourism product that we have across Kenya, the Big Five, and many bird watchers and many other animals and wildlife that you have the opportunity to sample while you are in Kenya. To the culture of the Kenyan people, the warmth, the hospitality, as I have said, of the Maasai people, and the Kenyan people in general. The culture, the customs, the tradition that blends with the spirit of Kenya. The most important aspect of this land is that people don't visit Kenya. They come back to Kenya because this is the home of humankind.
Thank you so much for airing the vast story of Kenya to such a global audience. And this is not just a natural phenomenon, it's just a demonstration of how magical Kenya is and how proud we are as the people of Kenya.
That we are welcome you to Masai Mara, where we have the wild beast migration. It is that high season that the wild beasts are coming from Tanzania to Kenya. And we are glad that last year we had the same interview with the CS for tourism and wildlife, and we have seen numbers increasing from China. And therefore, this is another milestone that today we are honored to have His Excellency the President to be part and parcel of our marketing strategy to the world.
Ketesetai ko katestai igorta nebo graduation nebo kipsomaninik 1844 che kaisuldae konetutik cheterter eng tetutiet nebo Tujiajiri Youth Program ne tetutiet ne isuldoen KCB Foundation en kibagenge ak Mastercard.
The role of education in transforming our socio-economic development and the need to enhance vocational training to unlock the maximum potential of our human resource capacity. Specifically, the Kenya government, the national plan, has emphasized transformation of the micro, small and medium enterprises sector by improving their operating environment to enable the sector to play its role in economic turnaround and foster economic inclusivity, job creation and wealth creation.
We want to sincerely thank Mastercard Foundation for the continued collaboration with KCB on this program. I would also like to thank the government for the support for initiatives that empowers the youth. The vision of a prosperous and an inclusive Kenya, driven by the potential of its young people, resonate deeply with the KCB core values.
Kikotoretan ane missing amu ngingakas about that program anyo interview akasir interview akokura nyatai sukul kikotelelwech kikolipanwech fees kikokonech safety boots kikonech uniforms kilipanwech everything exams kila kitu nawashukuru. Alezini youth chemi sang yo sai isomani imuch bisomanje kasitab office amenyoru kasi. Lakini nguna KCB komiten en yutak taretech iyai inyoru skills chebo kasitab keunekuk kwanen nguna komuch amite kwa employed lakini after some time achenge capital akatau kasit nenyunet nebo keunekchuk.
Kakutuyege sipitalitab lagok nebo Gertrude ak kampunitab Davis and Shatcliffe konamgei anan konam koboisien kimnatosiekab sola en kasuldaetab boisionik eng sipitali noto koret agenge nekichuchuchi rabinik chekilipanen bilit nebo stimet. Kamwa CEO nebo sipitalit noton Dr. Robert Nyarango kole kimnotetab solait kotilil ako mangemei itonwekab emet ngekerchi ak boisietab mwanik choton chebo generator ole kates kole toreti kora nito en kasarta neyebet kimnatetab stimet nebo kotugul.
The cost of utility is generally going up, and typically what happens is that the more the cost we incur, whether it's utility or consumables, that cost ends up reflecting the price that goes to the customer. So in managing or reducing our utility cost, then it means that you're going to provide care more efficiently to our customers. Number two is that solar is kind of predictable, so that we're going to have more predictable source of renewable energy as compared to probably other sources of energy. And then lastly, obviously, is that it's the sustainability aspect, that it's good to the environment, it's good for our children as well.
When you look at an institution like this, if say when there's no power, they would have to subsidize that using generators which are run on fuel, and of course that has emissions into the environment. But with this system now, the primary source of power really is solar, and then the next is Kenya Power. And only maybe at night, if there is a major blackout, they would have to use a generator. So that's an example of how an institution can be environmentally friendly by reducing emissions, the emissions into the environment using the solar power.
So this Muthaiga campus consumes probably around 300 kilowatts of power every single day. And so we want to convert all that to renewable energy, to solar. I mean, somebody may argue electricity is renewable, but solar is more renewable and more sustainable. And number two is that all our motorized services, be it motorbikes and vehicles, we are all moving them to using renewable energy. Number three is that we are providing ability to charge cars for our staff here at the hospital, so that we encourage our staff also to use electric cars, which they can charge here at the hospital obviously at subsidized cost.
This is a good example of the capabilities that Davis and Chatliff has, not just in executing, but designing. You got to have the design capabilities, you got to understand the needs of the institution, and just make sure that the equipment or the project you put in place is not too small for their requirements, not too big, because then you'll be wasting money. Just something balanced to provide an efficient solution for the institution.
Kongete ngwendut noton nebo ureriosiek kochobot emetab Kenya kotet kabelisiet nebo kiptulit nebo CHAN kongete arawet nenyone chuto kokosubkei ak cabinet secretary nebo ureriosiek Salim Mvurya nekamwa kole nito ko boroindo neinegei nebo kekanapta kiptulit en emetab Kenya taban ak noto ko kora boroindo nebo ketes yaetab mungaret ak tourism.
So for those many remarks, I also want to say that we are ready for CHAN. You know, CHAN is a sporting tournament hosted here in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. It's the first time. Kenya tried in 1996 to host the Africa Cup of Nations. It didn't happen. We did a bid in 2018 for CHAN. It didn't happen. So this August, from the 2nd of August to the 30th of August, it is Kenya's time. It is the time for East Africa. This is the time, people look at hosting as just football. This tournament comes with business, it comes with tourism, it comes with positive profile for our country, and therefore we are rallying behind Harambee Stars, because that's the Kenyan team. And when Harambee Stars rises, Kenya rises. And that is the dream that we want to invite you. We have invested heavily in infrastructure.
Logoiwek choto chitab kwaliji kongete kiwanjosiek kotinygei ak tetetab kabelisiet nebo CHAN neiwangwet kayumetab logoiwek cho chebo emet chekaitun kembouni kongeten studio nebo Kass TV. Kikurenon Caroline Kiplagat.